So let's talk a bit about speaker cables. It's quite important to understand that there is a relationship between the gauge of your speaker cable and the impedance of your speaker. Gauge of speaker cables is expressed in AWG, or American Wire Gauge, and it's a number. The higher the number, the thinner the cable. AWG 16 is a thinner cable than AWG 12. You need to be careful because the thinner the gauge of the wire, or the higher the AWG, the shorter the length is that you can have between the speaker and the receiver. From left to right here you can see an AWG 16 cable, AWG 14 and AWG 12. Most speakers are 8 ohm speakers in impedance. For example, with this AWG 16 cable for an 8 ohm speaker, the maximum distance between the speaker and the receiver is 6 meters. For the AWG 14 cable, it's 10 meters, whereas for the AWG 12 cable, you can go as far as 18 meters. 18 with this cable versus 6, so 3 times further with this cable. Another important thing to look for is the material the speaker cable is made of. This is a copper cladded aluminium cable, CCA. As you may notice, there's a bit of silvery color here where the copper cladding has been removed from the aluminium. These cables are typically cheaper, but are not as good as OFC cables. OFC stands for oxygen-free copper. If you look at the cut diameter of the speaker cable, you see it's copper all the way through, whereas in here there's aluminium with just the copper cladding. Cheap, not as good, a little bit more expensive, but much better.